All wizards are crazy, not the quaint colloquial crazy where you have an offbeat sense of humor and wear brightly colored socks. Not eccentricity coupled with a general lack of fashion sense. Not you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. Wizards aren't weird. They are genuinely, legitimately round the bend. Hey, welcome to Middle Ground Books After Hours.
My name is Megan.
I'm Deborah.
And I'm Lance. And we are glad you have joined us for yet another edition of Middle Ground Books After Hours. And this time, we're talking about a really great book. Didn't you think?
I loved it. It was delightful.
To think that I saw it on Mulberry Street?
No.
Oh. Brown Bear, Brown Bear?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, she's...
How about Pippi Longstocking?
Nine Goblins.
Oh, yeah,
by
that one.
T. Kingfisher. It was just really delightful. So T. Kingfisher, her name, it is a her, actually, is Ursula, what's it, Ursula Vernon? I think that's Ursula Vernon.
Yes, that is correct.
And this is actually her first book for adults that she wrote in 2013. And she had been a children's author up till that point, and they had just a real a lack of blood and gore in kids' books at that point. And so she wanted to add a little more of the blood, a little more of the gore, a little more of the horror. And that turns out that, well, the Grimms, like, that makes for great kids' books. Like, Grandma won't buy you a book with corpses in it.
I would. I'm a grandmother, and I would buy that.
Yeah, it definitely had a kid's book kind of feel, but yet not. Like, I loved it, of course, because it had some definite Terry Pratchett kind of vibes, and I love him. So I think, yeah, if you're a fan of Pratchett at all, give this one a try. Like, you will really enjoy it.
This is, I think, the third book by T. Kingfisher that I have read, and I was just trying to see if I actually know any of her children's books or if I only know her books under the name T. Kingfisher. So I haven't found any children's books yet that I know.
I've heard of them but not read them.
Have I read anything else by T. Kingfisher?
Yes, we read The Wizard's Guide to Magical Baking. Was the
Wizard's
first one
Guide
that we
to Defensive Baking.
That was the first one that we read by her.
Also delightful and a little bit dark. And again, that was a YA, right?
Yes, and that was under T. Kingfisher. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I actually know any of her.
Well, and I think that one also sort of
books.
had some Pratchett vibes because there was humor, but it's set in a fantasy world, and so I've enjoyed her other more spooky, creepy things as well that she writes as T. Kingfisher. As far as the children's books, I've not read them, but I've heard of them, like the Dragon Breath books.
That's what I'm seeing. There's a series called Dragon Breath. I've got, let's see, Dragon Breath is the first one from 2009. Then Attack of the Ninja Frogs, Curse of the Were-Wiener, Lair of the Bat Monster, No Such Thing as Ghosts, Revenge of the Horned Bunnies. I think I need to check that one out.
The Dragon's Breath one, it's a series.
These are all dragon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah.
They are. Okay.
When Fairies Go Bad, Nightmare of the Iguana, The Case of the Toxic Mutants, Night Napped, not kidnapped, Night Napped, and The Frozen Menace. Those are all the Dragon Breath series. And then there's also a Hamster Princess series with several volumes. And then The Strange Surprising Adventures of a Somewhat Brave Shrew. That sounds amazing. Somewhat Brave. I can get behind Somewhat Brave because, like, sometimes I feel like I want to be brave, and then sometimes I'm just too anxious.
So I don't think I've read, like, she wrote What Moves the Dead. That's a retelling of the Fall of the House of Usher.
Yes, I read that one. Mm-hmm.
And that whole Paladin series.
Yeah, I don't know about
I've not
that.
read those. Debbie and I both read...
Do they still have Terry Pratchett vibes? Or
No, those are much more like spooky. Oh, I don't know about the Paladin thing. I don't think that's more like straightforward fantasy and not like the silly like humor, but I don't know for sure. What Moves the Dead is for sure like horror creepiness. I also read the sequel to it. What Stalks the Deep? Something like that. Anyway, they're both creepy.
And of course,
and mysterious and like
Hemlock and Silver, which we've talked about on a previous podcast. We both
read that. Debbie and I both read that. And then, I read A Sorceress Comes to Call, and that one was very good as well. But definitely not like Terry Pratchett. Like it's a lot more serious and intense and spooky and creepy.
And then she also had Snake Eater, which was released on December 1st of last year.
Yeah, we do have that book. I've not read it. I think Kai has read the Sword Heart one and really, really liked it, but I've not read that one.
Nine Goblins, which was originally published on October 27th, 2013.
Yeah, it was a self-published situation, right? And just wanted to try publishing for adults.
Because her agent and her publisher were like not wanting to get behind it. They didn't think that it would fit with her children's book vibe, which I really don't get. I think that this would totally have been one that we would have read aloud to our children when they were young. There wasn't anything...
I mean, there was some violence, but it's not like gratuitous like in some things. I feel like it would be fine. It depends on the kid. You know, I think that we would have read this to them after The Hobbit and prior to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, had we known it existed. Like it would have gone in between those. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read, first of all, the shtick. So Nine Goblins, what is the thing that's going on?
Well, basically there's an unwanted war going on between the goblins and on one side and the humans and elves on the other, because the goblins previously had been spread all over the world and humans kept encroaching upon their land, and they kept just being like, well, okay, we can move here, and we can move here, until there was finally really nowhere left for them to call home. And so they kind of stood up. They came out on their pigs one day, riding on their pigs.
Yeah.
They came out on their pigs one day and said, hey, enough is enough. You guys need to stop. We need somewhere to exist as well. And so the characters are a squadron of goblins. And yeah, they're basically just humans, but a little
greener.
Messier. Greener, yeah. Yeah. Like there's a line in the book about don't trust a species that doesn't come in green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of it makes fun of the military and of political leadership in general. Yeah. And the characterization is brilliant. We are going to get into that, but I thought I'd read just a little bit. No, actually, before I read a little bit, there are 9 goblin characters. Nasilka, who is the female sergeant. She is the one who's in charge. Then she has beneath her 2 corporals, Algol.
Not Al Gore.
So Sir was reading the book with different accents for the goblins especially. And so when they were talking to Algol, I thought they were saying Al Gore. And I was like, why in the world did she name one of her goblins Al Gore? So I look over his shoulder at the book question. And I'm like, oh, it's Algol, Algol. Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
And Algol he's really kind of a good guy. He's not brilliant, but he's not stupid.
He's not the brightest bulb in the box.
He's got a very tender heart, especially toward creatures. You see that throughout. He named the pack goat, the supply goat, which Nasilka didn't think that was very good.
Because then you can't eat it if you've given it a name.
And Murray was Murray's an engineer. He's like a genius. For a goblin, which means that...
Hey, I think maybe you've missed your opportunity to be an audiobook narrator. Like, you could have another
He totally could do that as a side...
A side quest?
Yeah.
Thumper is next. Thumper is a forest goblin, and he
just
was a whack here and a whack there. And then Weatherby is the next. Weatherby is one of the girls' favorite, because Weatherby is always, he's wanting to desert, so he just strips off his clothes and runs away.
He's a little on edge.
He's like,
you never know when he's going to snap and just strip off his clothes and run away.
Gloober, I don't think Gloober ever gets a speaking part.
No, he
Gloober
does.
is
He's
only-
always just being scolded.
Yeah.
he like
Get your finger out of there, Gloober.
yeah, and so if there's an orifice, Gloober's got his finger in it, like his own orifice.
Even after he stumbles into poison oak.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gloober. That was a
then
bad day.
The new recruits are Mishkin and Mushkin, and they can't tell them apart. So
They're
Nasilka
twins. They're twins.
Yeah.
tells Thumper to punch one of them hard in the face so she can tell which one's which.
Which I think's a genius plan.
It's a
really.
very practical
That's
plan.
leadership skills, okay?
And Blanchett got hit hard in the head at some point, and his teddy bear is actually the one who tells him what to do.
And Nasilka comes to the point that she trusts the teddy bear's wisdom.
The teddy bear is pretty smart, actually. Like, the teddy bear makes some really valid points throughout the story.
He is a good source of advice and guidance to
Yeah.
the group as a whole.
And then the elven characters, the two big ones, are Sings to Trees, who is my favorite character, hands down. We'll come to that.
Of course
in a little
he
bit.
is.
He's
And
like a Hagrid, an elfish version of Hagrid.
all
and-
creatures great and small.
Yes.
Like
James Herriot.
That's who, between Terry Pratchett and James Herriot,
They were in her
Her
influence.
inspiration for this book, yeah.
and we'll get to some more of the actual, like, hardcore veterinary stuff going on in Sings to Trees. And then John, who is the wizard, who is involved, and then the girl that makes pancakes.
Oof.
Woof. And,
I don't know if we should talk too much about that.
And Finchbones, who is the only other real...
Character.
Did
Pronounced
you mention
character.
the other female goblin?
Oh, I forgot. Weasel. Yes.
Forgot about Weasel.
Weasel
She's very nervous.
She's very shy. But very
She
great
reminds
with
me-
the sling.
She reminds me of a very sweet customer who was in the store today.
I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, but you know who I
Yeah,
mean.
every time
She's
I
so
greet her,
sweet.
like, it makes her jump, and I feel so bad.
Startles easily, I guess.
That's kind of how I was picturing that character.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or is just not efficient, said Murray. This was such a typically Murray comment that Nasilka snorted with laughter, even under the circumstances. They were standing in ranks on the top of a hill. Elves and humans stood in ranks at the bottom of the hill. In a few minutes, somebody was going to break and yell, "Attack!" And the humans and elves would come up, and the goblins would go down, and then it'd just be shouting and hitting and pointy things. "Look at this," he continued. "They're going to charge up here, and we're going to beat them back. And at the end of the day, we'll probably still be up here, and they'll probably still be down there. We both know it. The battle isn't going to change anything, and it's all for the control of this stupid hill, which neither of us would give a rat's hind end for if there wasn't a war." "It's a nice hill," rumbled Algol. "It's pretty anyway." He had a wildflower tucked behind one ear. "It's a troll slip," he said helpfully when they all looked at him and his flower. "They grow on hillsides like this." "It's very, pig," said Murray. "My mom used to grow them back home." Didn't seem to be anything more to say on that front. They all looked forward again. He was right so far as it went, but so was Murray. It was a hill with big gray rocks scattered around the top, and little pink troll slips rumbling over them. Here and there, an ox-eye daisy nodded in the sun. The hill had risen gently out of the woods below them, leaving the trees behind in favor of a band of heather and the wildflowers. The other sides ranged between steepish in front and suicidal to the sides. It had been pleasant, but not particularly dramatic view of the fields below. A nice place for a picnic, maybe, but probably not a place you'd build a house. Being the highest point for some wells, it was, however, the perfect place for a battle. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah. The characterization, like you said, was really good. Like, everybody has a very distinct personality.
And it's easy to come up with distinct voices for each of them. Mm-hmm. So the shtick is they're in this battle, and then they see a wizard who's doing some wizarding stuff. Mm-hmm. And the wizard is killing people, so they go to stop the wizard. And they are the 19th, the whining 19th.
That's their, what do they call that?
19th Infantry.
Squad, yeah.
And they go and attack the wizard, and the wizard runs away by ripping a hole in space. And because all 9 of the whining 19th grabs a hold of him, he is not able to go as far as he wants to, and it actually nearly kills this human wizard, and they get sucked away and way, way behind enemy lines. And then there's a mystery involved in the whole shtick.
And they also run into Sings to Trees, the elvish veterinarian character, which was mentioned earlier. And yeah,
their stories intertwine. And
it juxtaposes people's expectations and understandings and prejudices. And we learn that all characters are more than what they first seem to be. Somewhat like How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days, which I also finished recently.
Except for wizards. I loved the way they portrayed magic in this one.
Oh, yes.
But again, that was like doing a different twist upon what we assume and think we know and understand about wizards. In this book, it was like, well, it's not really as cool as it seems.
Yeah.
Because she talks about you can't really learn to be a wizard. They can't really make a school to learn how to be a wizard because that's not really how magic works or how one becomes a wizard.
Yeah. In this setting, yes, like this being a wizard comes with a cost.
I'm just going to read again because it's fabulous. All wizards are crazy, not the quaint colloquial crazy where you have an offbeat sense of humor and wear brightly colored socks. Not eccentricity coupled with a general lack of fashion sense. Not you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. Wizards aren't weird. They are genuinely, legitimately round the bend. This is because magic is a form of psychosis. Forget the bearded men wearing robes covered in stars trying to sell you bargain spell books. 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. And the 10th time, they really can do magic, but it's not something they can teach. Various parties have done intensive studies of arcane manifestation disorder, or AMD, and the results often make for some interesting reading, but they still don't know what causes someone to have a sudden mental break and wake up able to throw fire from their fingertips. It just happens. There are basically 2 kinds of sufferers of AMD, the high-functioning and the rather less so. High-functioning wizards can live just fine on their own, and while they tend to be shy and awkward in social situations and are easily startled, they are not any worse off than the rest of us. The more unfortunate wizards generally require someone to dress them and can't be allowed near any sharp objects. By its very nature, magic is highly complex and highly individualistic. It's hard to say what magic can and can't do because it varies wildly between wizards. Some of them are battle machines, some of them are good in the kitchen, or good in the garden, some do weather. Some of them can, on a good day, turn mushrooms into hedgehogs, and some of them can shatter mountains. Certainly not all bad things. A statue in Goblin Home commemorates Thurgle, who famously talked a nearby mountain out of erupting. There's a young woman in East Charing who doesn't talk, but can heal just about anything that ails you. You just don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on wizards and how magic works. That you're basically wizards be crazy.
I think it's interesting how she talks about the high-functioning ones and then the ones, it's like she's talking about an addict or I don't know, like somebody who's got, who's had an actual complete mental breakdown, Like we all have our psychoses and our struggles, but some of us are high-functioning and we can manage.
Can deal, and then others need a little more help.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of talking and reading. So who's your favorite character overall in the Nine Goblins?
I've been trying. I knew you were probably going to ask this, so I was trying to think about which of the goblins was my favorite. I mean, you learn a lot more about Nasilka, and because she's kind of one of the main characters. I mean, they all kind of feature, but you really get the story from her perspective for the most part. But they're all so lovable and weird, so it's hard to pick a favorite.
I guess mine would be the sweet, shy girl.
I think I loved the guy with the teddy bear.
Blanchett?
Yeah. And he, letting the teddy bear, he's like, would confer with it, discuss things with the teddy bear. Like, well, the teddy bear says we should do this. I loved that. It was so cute.
Oh, I forgot to mention the trolls. And they're like a lot of
mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Great mythical creatures involved. And one of Debbie's favorites is Gruh.
Oh.
Gruh, gruh.
Gruh, gruh.
Gruh, gruh, gruh.
The ogres?
Gruh. No, they're not ogres. They're trolls.
Oh, trolls. That's right. I forgot.
But before we do that, I have to talk about Sings to Trees. Sings to Trees loves them because they're not the beautiful, shiny, elves generally, they like nature, but they only like the sparkly, pretty parts of nature. And Sings to Trees is like, he is there to take a fox out of a leg hole trap. He's there to take care of trolls, and he's there to...
The troll is the one who gets the fox out of the leg trap.
True. The troll is very helpful and sweet. I think that he likes the trolls so much because they look super scary and menacing, but yet they're really gentle and sweet.
They're tender-hearted.
Yeah.
They're like an oversized frog with the heart of a teddy bear.
And at the end of the day, the trolls win the day.
It's true.
So many ways.
They are very important to
very helpful.
The climax and denouement of the story, so we shouldn't give too much of that away. But I like that they're one of those characters that, though they have a singular word to their vocabulary, they are able to understand the language of other races and beings.
Right. But that's what, like, you're reading it, Lance, was really great. Because, like, you did do the, like, inflection on the gruh.
It's a very beautiful language, really.
Very expressive. Versatile.
Okay, so the way this rolls, like we basically see the battle developing from the standpoint from the goblins, and then they get transported away into the middle of the human habitations by this wizard who kind of conks out, and then they have to try to get away, and where they landed, the village that they landed by, nobody's there.
Yeah. Mysterious. So they're trying to figure that out as well on top of the...
And while that
mission
is happening on one part of the narrative, we just see Sings to Trees' daily life. We see him...
taking care of animals.
It opens with him taking care of a unicorn, and then it's him taking care of a baby raccoon, and then it's...
an entire menagerie of creatures that he is doctoring and...
a gargoyle that lives on his roof.
And the Cervidian who comes because something is magically off balance in that area. And then shortly after, he meets the goblins, and their narrative moves together for a short while, and then it separates again. And then we have the goblins and another set of elves and some difficulties, all based around the mystery that's happening in this village. So anything else you'd say about this one, Debbie?
I wish it were longer. I mean, it's a novella.
It's very short, yeah.
That's generally, like, if you're a busy person, that's nice. But the thing is, when you're reading a story and you're loving it, you don't want it to end. And then you're kind of like, oh, what do I do next?
Right.
So I guess my thought would be, if people are listening to this and they're like, oh, yeah, that sounds fun, I want to read that, which I hope you absolutely do. But then... what should they do next? Because it is just a novella and they're going to be craving more. So I would suggest, as I said, I really enjoyed her full-length novel, Hemlock and Silver, which we've talked about before. I really enjoyed A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking.
Right.
But again, I would highly recommend Terry Pratchett because they have the same sort of, the Discworld books, they have the same sort of vibe. I totally believe that people are going to read this and be like, that was really cool, but it's so short. So what should they do next
by quickly.
if they really enjoy this?
Yeah, Pratchett, I would second that. And yeah, some of T. Kingfisher's other things, especially the Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking has the similar vibe, where there's some funny things, but then there's also this serious part going on. Because this isn't really a cozy fantasy, but it's cozy adjacent, I would say. It's like cozy-ish. If you enjoyed it, maybe some other cozy fantasies as well.
See, and I would go in a completely different
Oh, really?
genre.
Tell us, what would you recommend next?
Help me remember the title. It's out of print. Like, I tried ordering it, and I haven't been... Lady Cottington's pressed fairy book?
Yes.
Lady Cottington. And the shtick behind that is it's, a child's journal that when she was, a 8 or 9 or 13-year-old something, and she's, has this journal and a fairy lands in it, so she smashes it shut, and there's this fairy squished in there. And so instead of it being a journal of pressed flowers, it's
pressed fairies.
It's a journal of pressed fairies, and she talks about where each of them were. And
the art in it is great.
The art is fabulous, and it's really disgusting and disturbing on so many levels. And so, like, I feel like it won't make the book hangover. It'll make the book hangover a little bit better. The difficulty, I think, with this one is it is just so good from begin. Like, there's no character that I say she was just stupid there or he was just stupid there. There's like
the characters are all very lovable and interesting. Yeah,
the characterization is amazing. Like, you can tell them all one from the other. Mm-hmm. The pacing is really good. The dialogue is great. There's just...
So maybe it wouldn't be better if it was longer. Maybe it just is the right amount of just like a little treat.
I wasn't intending to criticize this book. I was just saying that's how I felt at the end. It was like, that was really good. What to do next?
Now what?
It kind of also the vibe, I don't know, you guys can totally disagree, but the vibe also makes me think of the Marvel movie Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I could see that, yeah.
Just because there's a raccoon in it?
No, just the kind of off-the-wall characters and characterizations, and I don't know. It just, like, that's what I was like, okay, what I want to do next is rewatch the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, no, I can see that. They're kind of a ragtag group of characters, and they're a bit silly, but then there's, they also can...
be heroic.
Yeah, I could see it. That makes sense to me.
Okay, so a friend Astrid would probably say, oh, it's so American.
What's American?
That's kind of her complaint about a lot of American movies, is that it all has a pat ending and all of the loose ends get tied up and everything has a nice outcome.
It's not like a French movie where,
everyone dies.
It's dark and black and sexual and weird.
Except Amelie.
I mean,
it's still weird, but in a more joyful way.
But it ends.
And some gratuitous sex scenes, and
but it ties up nicely at the end. And
yeah, but okay,
that's
I guess
why it did well in the United States,
right?
And probably much less well in Paris.
You're not wrong.
Could be. I don't know. I think there are some books that leave things just like I've read some books that absolutely you're like, okay, what does that mean? I don't know what's happening right now. Like, how did this end? You have no idea. And they are American. But...
yeah, but would they be in the... which genre
They wouldn't be in this genre, no.
They would be in the,
literary.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I think this, like I said, this is sort of cozy-ish. I feel like people like that cozy book it's comforting. Like, they know things are going to be okay.
Even for Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah.
I think that, like, the big epic fantasies that, have 4 volumes or 20 volumes or whatever, they get those happy endings too. It just takes, it's a longer development and it's a longer arc, and there's
more
like
characters
small,
die.
there's like small victories, and then, it gets worse. And so I think that we want those kinds of, we need closure.
We've got enough bad news, let's be honest.
That is true.
I honestly don't mind the stories where it doesn't have that storybook happy United States ending.
Well, I mean, I don't know that anyone would say United States happy ending.
No, I'm saying
the American...
I'm saying according to Astrid's comment about American stories, I'm saying I enjoy stories that end tragically as well. Sometimes even more. It just depends what mood I'm in.
Like Where the Red Fern Grows?
No, but yes.
It's a good one.
I mean, there's
Depressing,
a reason that's a classic children's book, because kids need to grapple with the hard things too, because
absolutely.
They lose pets, they lose family members. And so it's important to talk about the tragic stories as well.
It's a part of life.
Yeah. This one is not a tragic one. This one is
a happy ending.
You'll be happy and smile. And want more.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a cat person.
Wiggles the cat.
Yeah, I mean, the Wiggles was fine, but it wasn't a major part of the plot line to me.
I think it was significant.
It was to certain characters, indeed.
I don't think we could have had a book without Mr. Wiggles. It was all just marking time until that point.
Okay.
Sure, okay. I don't know about that.
I mean, cats do tend to show up and say, I'm part of your life now.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
It's the cat distribution system. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They choose
My parents seem to have more than their fair share right now.
Oh, dear.
Hey, and so we have talked before about, it's March now. And so what do we have going on in March, y'all? I did the calendar. No one else has any idea.
Yeah, well,
it's Women's History Month, so
Yes.
that's going on all month. We have our normal book clubs. So the mystery book club that I help spearhead will be discussing My Husband's Wife on March 17th. And so if you have read that book or listened to that book and would like to join us, that discussion will be at 5:30 p.m. And also you can help us choose our next selection, what we will be reading for our April book club. So I really hope to see you there.
I really want at some point for you to, after the book club is over, I want to hear you discuss that, because just the way you were talking to the book.
Sounds very intense.
It was.
Well, and
See, I'm not the only one who talks to a book.
I ran into one of the fellow members of the book club today, and she was like, I finished the book last night. And we were both like, and all of the people in the school lobby stopped what they were doing and looked at us. And we were like, it was a good book.
I love that.
And Megan's also been talking to her book.
Oh, man. No, the other night I was reading it.
Okay, tell us the title of the book.
Yes. So the Fantasy Book Club will be meeting on the 12th.
At 5:30 p.m.
Yes.
To discuss.
And we are discussing Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. Oh, my goodness. I'm not all the way through it yet, but I just sat with my mouth hanging open for a second when I was reading it. I'm just like, what? So, no, it's very good. It is a fantasy book, and it has a really cool magic system.
Is it anything like Hot Wheels?
No.
Yeah.
What do Hot Wheels have to do with magic?
I just wondered.
No, but it's sort of dark academia and fantasy. I'm really enjoying it because I like that. I like those type of books. It also has a lot to say about the consequences of power that you have.
And people using power they don't understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also not fully being aware of where you've come from and what has happened previously. There's a lot that's been hidden, and so you're finding things out that you're like, I didn't know that's what really happened. A lot of things are coming to light.
So the whole statement about you should learn your history or be forced to relive it or suffer consequences, we should be aware of where we came from.
Doing these things that you're unaware of that you might not have normally signed up for.
Oh, of course. I think that we all tend to do things that without realizing their impact, but
yeah.
We need to do the best we can until we learn better. And when we've learned better, we go forward doing the best we can from there. So hopefully the people in your book are doing that and they're going to do better.
I think they're going to try, but it's hard when it goes all the way to the top and you don't know how to fight it.
So read the book and join that discussion on March 12th at 5:30.
And Beer and Beowulf, which is my group, we won't be meeting this month.
Why is that, Lance?
Because I don't want to. No. March 27th through March 29th, Planet Comic-Con at Kansas City Convention Center in Kansas City. Is it Kansas City,
it's
Kansas?
Casey Mo, I'm pretty sure.
Casey Mo. And we are going to be cosplaying. We're going to be going to see friends, hopefully. We'll get to see Jeff Hayes and the Soundbeat Theater crew.
Oh, I didn't know they were going to be there.
Oh, well, they better be there.
They were. We spoke to them all last year. So.
I feel like Jeff is busier nowadays.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Hopefully we'll see Metamorphosis and their crew. And we've had so many great vendors. Kate's Concepts, Jeff Winkler, he has amazing earring art. And we are going to be on one day, we are going to be cosplaying as
Some video game people.
Some video game play. So we sell Cyberpunk 2077 from Mike Pondsmith, the tabletop board game. And we will be cosplaying as Johnny Silverhand, Pan Am, and Rogue from Cyberpunk 2077. And then we will also be cosplaying as
Carl and Donut / Mongo and Big Tina. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so great. But since we are meeting that day, I will not be having my Beer and Beowulf this month. And in fact, I'd said that last month we're probably going to watch a terrible, well, at least a potentially terrible
film
animated
adaptation.
Film adaptation.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they made one.
With
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Plays Grendel's mom, who's got it going on.
Wow.
So, do keep up with us on the socials. What are they, Megan?
At Middle Ground Books.
On
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and MySpace.
I love that.
What do you love?
We have a MySpace page. So, until next time.
We'll meet you in the middle.
Book lovers, this is Deborah from Middle Ground Books. You've been listening to Middle Ground Books After Hours, recorded here in Emporia, Kansas with Lance, Megan, and me. Come to Middle Ground Books to meet your friends, find your next great read, or help a child discover the wonder of imagination. Middle Ground Books After Hours is produced and remotely engineered by Cosmic Atom Sound Studios, producing the vision and making it sound. Cosmic Atom Sound Studios. Let's come together and build something new. We're so glad you spent this time with us after hours. Goodbye until next time when we meet you in the middle.
Okay. Most of you who are listening to this have never had your arm up the backside of any large quadruped.
Unless the people who are listening are actually farm
Farmers
veterinarians.
or ranchers
Or just farmers who had a very, very bad day.
I mean, yeah.
So, in one place in the, and you have to love Sings to Trees. He's just this down-to-earth elf, and he's not when we're introduced to him, he has no shirt on, and he's looking gorgeous and beautiful, and he has his arm up to the shoulder, up the backside of a unicorn, because the unicorn is trying to deliver a calf or a foal, and the foal is breech. So he's trying to turn the foal inside. And for those of you who do know, especially if the mare is contracting, all of those muscles are squeezing very tightly, and it talks about how his arm is all bruised up and how he's getting smashed against the pelvic bones. And it is amazing how, if she doesn't really, if she never experienced this firsthand, she has done such a magnificent job researching not only, trying
animal
to turn
husbandry,
magical creatures.
Well, veterinary science.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was
but
being
also
flippant.
with the raccoons,
Oh, yeah.
if she didn't own a raccoon, she knows what raccoons are like.